5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is About Space, America's return to space, with news and information on our U.S. space program. Is your host of About Space, David Denault.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. About Space thought you might want to know our northern neighbor, Canada, is also seeing more unexplained objects in the sky, and you'll be amazed at what our Canadian friends are seeing daily. Next, as America and the world is listening to About Space Today. D&D Cruise and Tours is the official agent for About Space, and we invite you to come fly away to all-inclusive resort island destinations, or a cruise vacation from Port Canaveral, and even visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, or just come and see the parks. Call for a discount cruise or an island getaway or the Florida beaches. Call today. The call is free, and so are our services. Call 877-747-8631. That's 877-747-8631. We are Florida's group travel specialists. Ever dream of an island getaway at an all-inclusive resort? Or going on an island-hopping cruise to multiple island destinations? See sun-bleached beaches and swim in the azure waters of the Caribbean Sea. Call today for your special discount prices to your island getaway. This is a special offer for About Space by calling 877-747-8631. And let's go and explore the islands of the Caribbean. Welcome back. Investigative journalist M.J. Benaez says his country is one of the few that has been tracking these unexplained objects for years.
Canada has a significant UFO history. We're one of the few countries that actually logs and collects UFO data on a yearly basis and then publishes the results of those findings. There are more sightings of UFOs over Quebec than in any other Canadian province.
And CTV Television Canada says 3 UFOs are spotted in Canada every day.
The late great astrophysicist Stephen Hawking believed with more than 100 billion stars in our galaxy, the odds are pretty good that aliens exist. And he's not alone. Every day, people across Canada report seeing a UFO. And while most can be identified, as CTV's Janet Dirks reports, some things just can't be explained.
I got it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
What the hell?
That strange light in the sky is one of 1,100 UFO sightings in Canada last year. According to the annual survey released by Ufology Research of Manitoba, there are at least 3 such sightings in the country every day.
UFO reports are still a thing. People are reporting them in greater and greater numbers every year.
Montreal is Canada's UFO capital, with 74 sightings reported last year, followed by Toronto, then Vancouver. It's not that these cities are on an extraterrestrial highway. It's a matter of population, says the report's author.
If a tree's falling in the forest, you need somebody to hear it. So if there's a UFO in the sky, the more people around to see it, the more reports you get.
None of the sightings matched the drama of the X-Files.
The truth is out there.
But something was out there, according to 10 campers in Quebec who reported a triangular object that hovered and then flew off. The survey says of the 1,100 sightings, only 8% are unexplained, and that can be whittled down to 1% of so-called high-quality unknowns.
In fact, none of these cases, shout that aliens are here. But what they do say is that people are reporting things, and maybe science should take a closer look at some of them.
Since the survey began nearly 30 years ago, more than 19,000 Canadians have reported seeing something strange in the sky. That makes them think we're not alone. Janet Dirks, CTV News, Calgary.
And CTV reporter John Hendricks says Manitoba has seen thousands of UFO sightings.
There are more and more reports of UFOs being made each year. Now, most are later identified, but some simply can't be easily explained. It seems Manitoba is a hotbed of UFO activity, with thousands of sightings stretching back to the earliest days of our province's existence.
Picture this, 1792, that's quite a long time ago, and a lot of the West was still generally unsettled. David Thompson was in an area that was now around Thicket Portage in 1792, and it was winter, when they said that they had seen a mass of gelatinous luminosity moving through the air, and it actually approached them, and when it was in a few hundred feet of them, it dropped to the surface of the lake and vanished from sight.
UFO researcher Chris Rutkowski says Thompson had no reason to make up this story, and given the time period, it couldn't have been a plane or other man-made object that he spotted in the sky.
Very intriguing, a mystery.
Rutkowski says most UFO reports are later identified, but about 17% are officially labeled as unexplained.
After being involved in this for more than 30 years, there is a real phenomenon. I can definitely say there's a real phenomenon. It's not something that's made up. It's not hallucinations. People are actually seeing things.
What those things are remains unknown, unidentified, and a chapter to be investigated in the M-Files.
These accounts of UFO sightings by our friends to the north seem very similar to those being reported here in the U.S. About Space thought you just might want to know. Check out our Facebook page, aboutspace.today, for launches and landings, and invite your family and friends to listen weekly. Join Dawn Meyer, Space Coast News Editor, this Friday for America in Space. And to all our listeners around the globe and here in the U.S., thanks for listening. I'm David Denault, and this has been About Space Today.